5, 6, walking forward. Not yet. Go!
And that was awesome.
That was awesome.
I didn't have like a cool opening like we've done the past few weeks.
I think it's pretty cool with your background or your front ground or your middle ground. I don't know what kind of ground that is.
It is. This is awesome. You can't even see my finger.
I'm very jealous.
I am. What if I held up like, can you see this? This is a book. I should just do like a black background. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, there's so many options. You have a Muhammad Ali shirt on?
I do. You can see my Muhammad Ali shirt.
Well, I can see Muhammad Ali from a million miles away because of my Muhammad Ali poster that's right there.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Love Ali.
Rest in peace, dude.
I was watching that George Foreman fight a couple weeks ago, and it was just as intense the 100th time watching it. Oh, my God.
Which one? They did it
Rumble in the Jungle.
Didn't they? Yeah. So they fought like 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah, but that's the
Rumble in the Jungle was like the favorite. The Thrill in Manila is like is like his best one, right? That's the one against Joe Frazier.
Yeah, Frazier. Joe Frazier.
You're next, Joe. He was in Rocky. He is messed up in the head. Like some of those boxers, I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. Like they always talk about like the head trauma, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, Ali was not in a good spot towards the end of his life.
Ugh. Yeah, so many of those people. It happens with. I'm a huge football fan. You know that. And
yeah.
It happens with football like all the time. Anyway, I'm doing the whole show like this with this, and that was awesome. And we're talking about concussions, and we're talking about season 1, episode 15 of the Goldbergs. Muscles Mirsky.
Muscles Mirsky.
That's a good way to transition. Muscles and boxing and all that stuff. Sean, this is a really fun episode. A few firsts. A few really fun firsts. And I'm really excited to point those out to you. And I caught so much background stuff.
Oh, yeah. All over the map.
All over. Some really weird background stuff, too. And some odd fashion catches. I think we're excited. This is going to be a really fun one.
This is one of the better episodes for sure.
This is we're done with the creepy? A little bit.
Done with the I don't know. I mean, maybe they're taking a week off for the creepy stuff.
The last 2 weeks you've been like, oh, this is really creepy.
Yeah, it's just all about mom fucking sister sexual tension.
Well, this is a really good episode because it was written by Matt Tarsis, who has written a bunch of episodes for Scrubs, including the episode My Old Lady, which was nominated for an Emmy and won a Humanitas Prize. So
Jesus, I need to pay more attention to who's writing each week. That would be a good topic of discussion to see where they went, how they came on, that kind of stuff.
That'd be fun if like we actually got people on the show who have written for the Goldbergs.
That'd be kooky.
It'd be so much fun. I feel like when this podcast really takes off.
Isn't it already taken off now? These are just the little the smoke coming out of the rocket, like before the takeoff.
Yeah, this is the seeds of a brilliant podcast, and one day we're gonna figure this out, and it'll be the greatest podcast. We're gonna take over Joe Rogan. He can
start selling supplements as our sponsors.
He can have Elon Musk. We'll have Wendy McLendon-Covey.
Nice. And Gianmarco Cerezi, because he'll be big by the time we make it big.
I hope so. He's freaking funny.
Recorded his special last night. Wish I could have been there. Wish I wasn't afraid to be around people.
Sam Morril is apparently looking for more rooftops to record stuff on. My friend was talking to him.
I have an amazing group. Just am afraid of bringing people up here.
No, get people there. Come on, man. Nobody has this thing anymore.
The numbers are rising, and Bed-Stuy's ugly right now. No one's wearing masks. The Hasidic neighborhood, they put out a report, like a warning for Yom Kippur. But yeah, our numbers are rising in Bed-Stuy and in Brooklyn and in the Bronx and Queens.
So New York City.
7,000 people in Brooklyn have died. 7,000.
Wow, that's too little.
Did you know that Brooklyn used to be its own city?
I think I did know that.
I did not know that. And I just saw this documentary that if Brooklyn, they called it Brooklyn's biggest mistake. I think it was in like 1885 or something. If Brooklyn would not have joined up with New York City, it would be the most populated city in the United States.
Wow.
2.5 million people.
That's crazy. They have their own basketball team.
I know.
It might as well be its own city. I don't know. Somebody, I don't know. I listened to this news guy, and he talks about like he always says the things like one day people just woke up and the Brooklyn Bridge was there. Like how crazy.
And the guy who did engineered the Brooklyn Bridge never saw its completion.
Yeah, that thing was a monster.
How fucked up is that?
That is a monster. But the thing about it also this, like some kids were born one day and iPhones were just there. Like that's crazy. Like just 13-year-olds who have never lived without an iPhone.
They've never lived without porn.
Right. No, but seriously, like back in the 80s, like you had to like gather in your right, and you would know, like your friend got his hand on like a film canister, and you're like, this is happening tonight, and you all had to like sneak out of the house while mom and dad were sleeping and sneak into your friend's basement and try not to get a chubby in front of each other, even though you knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible chub. You weren't allowed to rent rated X material from video stores, even though it was the most popular thing that they rented. But I knew this gal that I went to high school with named Angie Fickle, and she allowed me to rent porn when I was underage. And she actually recommended one that she thought I'd really like because she thought it was funny because it was all about these girls using anal beads. And it was the topic of discussion for the next 6 months.
I think somebody liked you.
Yeah, maybe. She lived with her husband. I don't know. She might have been a swinger. Who knows? It was Kansas. Those red state people.
This episode was also directed by Claire Scanlon. Claire Scanlon's got a really interesting career. Her first job was as an editor for The Office.
Whoa. Yeah,
and she has directed countless TV shows, including the Goldbergs, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I just saw an article that said it was from 2018. Claire Scanlon has directed every great comedy you love this year, including also a movie from Netflix called Set It Up, which got really good reviews.
Speaking of which, I mean, this is, I think we need to keep like on this kind of stuff because I love it. The gal who played 11 in The Upside Down.
Stranger Things. She just came out with a movie called Enola where she plays the sister of Sherlock Holmes and Mycroft, which is actually in the world of the diaspora of Sherlock Holmes. And she is a co-producer of the movie, and she's 16 years old. What? What were you doing at 16?
I was playing guitar in thrash metal bands, playing in summer stock theater, doing lots of acid and having lots of sex.
Sounds better than my 16.
Ugh.
My dad just gave us our first computers in our own rooms, my brothers and I. So a lot of locked doors.
That was after the Oregon Trail.
That was after the Oregon. Yes, way
worst program ever.
So, shall we get down to it? Should we talk about the episode?
Yes. A lot of anxiety for me. Let's get it started.
Oh, I hope not. I hope it can calm me down because the opening narration is, since the dawn of time, mothers and daughters have always been fighting. A lot. And nothing we can relate to.
Just right. I watched it. I've seen it like 3 times now because I watched it last week and then I watched it again last night and then I watched it again today. And every time, as soon as they started arguing, I just got so much anxiety because they're up to here the whole time. They're not like, well, you're a bitch and all that. They're like, well, it was like, oh my God, fuck. In your face.
It's kind of like, you know how Murray and Bev usually bicker at high volumes? Except in that one episode where where we learned that they can bicker at very low volumes, and you know that they're bickering. Again, I say this a lot. Erica is very much like Murray, as much as it's hard to see right now. She's very much like Murray. So I think that has a lot to do with it, like how the whole family goes from 0 to... She's kind of also her mother's daughter. They go from 0 to 10 very fast.
Yeah. I don't know what else was going on, too, with my anxiety, but because it was such a centered mother-daughter, I noticed that they paid more attention to what they were wearing, their makeup, like how they presented. There's a lot going on in this. And I have to say, they both looked hotter than hell. Way hotter than any other episode. Both of them. And I don't have a thing for Erica, but I was like...
In fact, at one point, Bev was saying Erica can't wear the clothes that she's wearing because she looks too good in them.
Oh, yeah.
And during that fight, that specific fight, Murray is asleep. This weirded me out. Murray is asleep on the couch, and they show this. The porcelain apples. Did you see these porcelain apples?
No, those things creep me out.
Is that a thing? I was like, this is the weirdest centerpiece I've ever seen. It's like a bowl of apples, but they're like porcelain or clay or...
Yeah, my great-grandparents had those. I think it was on one of our candy dishes. It had like apples and pears and shit on it. It was really super creepy. Yeah, that was super 80s.
That's crazy.
You know what else is crazy? It's that ugly yellow blousey thing that Bevy was wearing. Oh, I think my mom had that same shirt, but not in that horrible banana yellow. It was bad. It was like a eccentric old lady's shirt from like the 40s or something, but recreated in the 80s. So bad.
There was so much other background stuff. I was like, Sean's going to cover all the Bev fashion stuff here.
Oh, yeah. And Murray had the blanket that he was wrapped in was obviously macrameed by Bevy in the 70s, because my mom made one of those same exact kits. And I had that almost same exact color pattern in the macrame. I still wish I had that. I wish my mom would have never thrown that out. And we probably just wore it out to death.
Is macrame when you put jewels on stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you put little beads and sparkly, fake crystal stuff. Yeah. Usually like a plant holder. But you could also make scarves and blankets.
Okay. And then let's see, what else?
Super. Go ahead.
And I was also thinking, like, when Bev and Erica are arguing in front of the TV, notice like the battle of the sexes thing going on, or like how the men of the house have kind of they know how to maneuver around the fighting to get to the TV.
Yeah. They didn't maneuver much around that 6 Star Wars poster that was down there, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like wondering, I'm like, who forced who to buy that?
Yeah, that seems like something Adam would have gotten for his birthday or something.
Right. And but not in his room in the basement? That weirded me out. There's a weirder Star Wars poster coming up. I hope you caught it.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, this is gonna mess you up. Anyway, but we get our first of the episode. Lainey! We meet Lainey.
That's true.
I feel bad that you skipped ahead because you would have been more excited that you finally get to meet Lainey.
Yeah. But what we also have to, what also is a first is we get mom cleavage.
I didn't pay attention.
How could you miss that part?
I missed mom cleavage.
There was 2 mom cleavage shots. It was gratuitous as well. But also being on a lighter note, don't yawn at my cleavage. That's the best I've gotten in a long time. Bev's hair is on point.
Who?
Bevy's point. Her hair is on point the entire time.
Oh, yeah, of course, the Star Wars helmet.
Oh, so good.
Thing going on there. Lainey is played by AJ Mashaka, who got famous because her sister was on a Disney show. I remember this. Her sister was on a Disney show, and then her sister was Allie Mashaka. And then since they were on Disney and they also had a band, Disney promoted their band, which was Allie and AJ. And then AJ kind of took off on her own and got this part in the Goldbergs.
Damn. So incestuous.
Right? I guess. I don't know. But they really don't look much alike. But I remember like Allie and AJ coming out, and I'm like, okay. And then AJ ends up on these other shows. And I was like, whoa, she's clearly taking over her sister. But anyway, I thought you'd be more excited to meet Lainey.
Well, Lainey reminded me a lot of awful girls I went to junior high and high school with. Just kind of that orange kind of girl. Way too much to that orange stuff that I forget what it was called in the beginning.
And of course, we know Lainey because she eventually gets a spin-off called
Which I still haven't seen.
You'll get to it. It's good. It's very Goldbergsy.
And Erica, she's so 80s. Like they really went all out this time. Like the attention to detail was really very piercing.
What was so 80s in this particular moment?
There was like a polka dot dress under a acid washed fitted jacket that she had on. That was super 80s. The polka dot thing. Early 80s.
Okay, I know there was like there was like later in the episode there was like pink like lighting in her room, and I was like, is that an 80s thing or is that an Erica thing?
Yeah, the color correction on that was really strange. It was so bright pink. I was like,
right.
Whoa, whoever edited this was really trying to let us know that it was pink in there.
I know it's later in the episode, but turn off your lights when you leave the room. That's what I think. She's trying to burn the house down.
We'll be homeless.
So anyway, as much as Bev gets on Erica's case, she also gets on Barry's case because Barry calls Bev out on making the worst decision any parent has ever made in the history of parenting on this planet or any other planet with livable people on it, because she won't allow Lexi Bloom in Barry's room. So Lexi Bloom is back.
Lexi's totally back. And what else is back is that sick crock pot with the matching cookie tin with the little drawings of like cookies and carrots and potatoes and stuff. My great grandmother had that. She used to keep all her sugar cookies that she baked in there. That was so great.
Was that the same thing where like she put her pie in like what seemed to be like a porcelain something made specifically for holding hot pie tins? Yeah,
I didn't catch. I was trying to figure out that it panned so quickly. I didn't go back to look at it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she just kind of like put it in this thing, and I was like, "What? Is that a thing?"
Well, she had a thing for everything. That's the thing. If you think about it, like every single, like the meatloaf pan later, she had everything had its specific purpose. She had the gadget. She had all the gadgets. She had all the sizes of the pots and the pans and the this for the that for the.
And speaking of things, what is the thing with Barry's sweater in this scene? Did you see this? It had zigging and zagging, and it was very 80s. It was like a Cosby sweater if it was produced by PBS in the 80s.
You know what? Mom also had something similar. She had a weird pattern, zigzaggy thing going on.
Again, I think they really went 80s. I think they got creepy in the past two episodes, and they're like, we gotta correct this shit.
Yeah, let's dial this down a little bit. Then she had a sick leopard skin padded thing that she was rocking. That was pretty dope.
In this scene?
Yeah, with Lexi or Lainey when she's talking to them.
Oh, that's right. Also, in the scene with Barry, he brings up the Ferris wheel rap, which plays a little, which plays a great role a little later.
Which I didn't realize was a part of the thing until I kept my TV. Excuse me, belching up coffee until I let the Hulu keep Huluing, and then I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, it's worth it. This is one of those post credits that's definitely worth it. I mean, they've all been worth it. They've all been really funny. Anywho, but Barry says, I don't understand why I can't have Lexi Bloom in my room, who I'm trying to get it on with.
Romance pumps in my veins.
When Adam has Emmy Mirsky in his room right now.
Who I adore.
Oh, Emmy is Emmy's the man.
I just really, I mean, I had a lot of like kind of tough girlfriends growing up, but I wish I would have had later when they show like the original footage. I'm like, God, I wish I would have had someone like that growing up. That would call me on my shit or punch me in the arm or punch me in the head. Or
I was gonna ask if you had a friend like that growing up.
No. I had some fucking weird ass bizarro friends who are probably in federal penitentiary by now, but
did you guys also put worms on your
I put worms on hooks and went fishing with my grandpa.
Yeah, they put worms on their foreheads just to see who would freak out first. And of course, Muscles Mirsky ain't gonna freak out. Here's the Star Wars poster. So Bev and Barry burst through the door, right? And to their right is supposed to be a Return of the Jedi poster, but it says Revenge of the Jedi.
Oh, shit. The one they recalled because the Jedi doesn't take revenge.
Wait, I didn't look this up. Is there a history here?
Yes.
I thought it was like the coolest thing.
The original title was Revenge of the Jedi, but when they went back through rewrites, they realized in the Bible of the world of the Jedi, a Jedi doesn't take revenge. So they had to rename it. So they had to recall all the stuff, but some of the merchandise had already been put out. If you ever see a Revenge of the Jedi, anything, buy that shit. Buy that shit. It'll be worth a lot of money right now, and it'll be a lot of money there'll be a lot of money for you in the future.
I hope no one from the Goldbergs hears that because I want to get that poster.
I'm sure they knew it. I'm sure.
I bet it was the real Adam F. Goldbergs. He had that Revenge of the Jedi poster.
I remember on the back of a box of cereal, I wish I would have kept it. It said Revenge of the Jedi.
I don't think a box of cereal would have been worth much.
If you wouldn't have opened it, maybe. I don't know.
What?
But what? I just want to keep going on about not only Adam getting punched in his allergy shot, but gee, Mom, the hair just keeps getting better every scene.
It doesn't move.
It gets bigger.
It kind of grows on its own.
Yeah, it's got its own life. It's got its own character.
It's gonna go feed me. I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you see Adam's shirt?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think that was like a little kid's show. Amazing Stories.
That sounds like a little kid show. I was hoping you thought. You know what's funny is I thought it was That's Incredible, but then there's the That's Incredible reference later in this episode. So
yes,
it's not the same thing.
No, I think Amazing Stories was kind of like along the same lines as that, but it was targeted for a younger, more G-rated audience. If I remember, I was actually going to look that up, but I was pressed for time. But I do like how they get in the Maverick and Goose argument.
Yes, the age-old argument of who is Maverick and who is Goose in your dynamic duo, followed by the age-old argument of the Harry met Sally argument. Can men and women be friends? Well,
also she says that Adam can't be Maverick because he has a lazy eye. I didn't know he had a lazy eye. Then he's like, my mom said I could wear corrective contact lenses. And
yes.
You can suck it, he says to her. You can suck it. That's big talk.
Adam in later episodes takes off his glasses and it gets weird. His lazy eye. It gets weird, man.
Mine's a little lazy. There's exercises I do for it.
His is they exaggerate it. It's a weird little lazy eye.
I don't think I noticed it. I'll have to go back and watch it.
No, it's not in this episode. Wait till he takes off in later episodes, he's going to take off his glasses, and it's very scary. So Adam sees Barry getting ready for Lexi Bloom coming over, and Barry points out you're never going to get over this sexual tension that you have with Emmy Mirsky. And so what happens. Men and women cannot be friends. And Barry's all prepared for Lexi to come over because he read an encyclopedia that girls love whale sounds.
Yeah, and the encyclopedia was our internet back then. That's where you went to check things.
The Britannica.
Yes, Britannica.
How
And
cool.
also he was trying to make it look like Lee Major's hot tub in there, the bionic, the $6 million man. I was like,
Is that a reference to the show, The $6 Million Man, or is that a reference to Lee Majors had a hot tub
oh, Lee Majors did have a show after that. That's probably what he was referring to.
he did The Fall Guy,
Yeah,
right?
the Fall Guy, which was not as good as $6 Million Man, but it was immensely popular. And whale sounds, ladies can't resist their haunting sounds.
And I think you need a new encyclopedia.
Yeah, that was really creepy. Oh, but he also says Emmy's like a sibling, but I like her.
Oh, that's funny. I missed that line. That's a good line. I was paying attention to the next few great lines coming up from Murray. Had a few great lines in this episode. So Eric and Bev come in arguing during Murray watching That's Incredible, where apparently someone taught rats how to play basketball.
So good. There's a one-legged model. I don't know how she's going to get down the runway.
That's not silly. That's incredible.
Baby's water skiing. Yeah, that's incredible. You know what? Also, Fila must have sponsored this show because there's so many. Mom's got a Fila outfit. Gramps has got a Fila outfit. Barry has a Fila outfit. Yeah, I don't remember Fila being that big back then.
Yes, so Bev goes sneaking around. I wrote down the Fila jacket too in the scene. So Bev goes sneaking around Erica's room, finding not the decoy diary, but the real diary, and freaking out in this green and blue Fila jacket.
Yes.
That Erica is going to smoke or eat crack rocks.
The crack rock.
She's going to eat the crack rocks, and she runs to Murray crying and says, "If Erica eats crack rock, I will have failed as a mother." And Murray says, "You usually say that for dramatic effect, but in this instance, I agree with you."
And I also noticed there's hot sauce on the counter. It's habanero hot sauce, by the way. They don't strike me as a habanero hot sauce family at all. Nope. That was a period of disbelief. It's that blue labeled habanero sauce that everyone started rocking in like the 80s. That was a good point, but I don't think that they. I don't know. Maybe Adam.
Was it near like Murray? I don't know what Murray was doing. I saw he had like six AA batteries, and I guess the remote control to the TV. But they were all in a towel. Did he have a screwdriver? I don't know what he was doing with that.
I don't know. There was so much going on in that scene.
Yes, mostly because Bevy.
He was eating the eggs that with the brain on drugs reference where she.
Erica comes in and Bev starts giving her the old lecture of this is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs, and Murray thinks it's an omelet.
She's like, what does she say? Something like, "Those are brains. Don't eat those," or something.
Yeah. What do you remember about that commercial?
It was terrible. It was a war on drugs. It was bullshit. We were all doing drugs back then.
Was it effective?
No.
Because people always make fun of it, but it was famous.
Yeah, everybody just made fun of that.
This is your brain on drugs. I wonder if it worked. I wonder if anyone was like, "I'm clean now because."
I didn't go to AA, but I watched that commercial on MTV, and it really changed my life.
I was smoking crack one day, and some lady cracked an egg on a TV, and I was like, "That's it.
No more for me. No more crack cocaine. The crack rock.
Yeah.
The crack rock."
So instead, I just sell them. Where am I? Why don't you shove your feelings down? No more writing. No more writing feelings. Just shove them down and forget about them. That's what I do, and there's no downside.
There's no downside. Oh, God! You know what?
Go ahead.
Right when that ended, there was a commercial for McDonald's, and they had the sausage McGriddle with a side of hash browns for $3, and I would fuck that up right now. I don't even like McDonald's, but God damn it, the commercials on Hulu. I think they can hear my brain. I mean, it's like a smartphone now.
I paid for the ad-free Hulu.
But don't you still get ads on Hulu? Aren't there still? There's 0 ads?
Yeah, you get. I pay. It's like I think an extra like $2 or $3 a month to get.
An extra $2 or $3, I could go down and get a McGriddle from McDonald's.
Oh, that's true. You might as well just do that. Are you hungry? I bought so much food this
Starving.
weekend.
When's the last time you went to McDonald's?
When I was in Vermont.
Ooh, what'd you get?
I got I got the two cheeseburgers and a large fry.
I haven't had a Big Mac in like 25 years. But my friend was a manager out at McDonald's in Long Island, and when they introduced the artisanal chicken sandwiches, oh my God, so good. Yeah, shove my feelings down, forget about them. No downside.
That was a great line. And then
I think I need to start taking more advice
from Murray.
Yeah, just start living that Zen without having the children.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm going to write this down. I actually thought about this before, and maybe for this entire week, I'll shove all my feelings down and forget about them, and we'll just see where I went from there.
Sean,
it might actually help me because I'm a horrible person on a bicycle. I'm realizing.
I'm still trying to figure out what the style is you're rocking and what it reminds me of.
Kind of like I look like I'm the substitute singer for a ska band that just got back together that might have been kind of popular briefly around like 1984.
Yeah, you look like you're I don't know. I got nothing, man. Ska? You're not wearing a tie.
I had a tie. I was putting it on and I didn't have to. I would have had to unbutton my
shirt.
Yeah.
That would have been ska, but this is like metal punk, but like done really well. Oh, he's putting on the tie. For our audio listeners, there's no audio yet, but for our audio listeners, when I finally get that going, he's putting on the tie. He's actually putting on the tie.
Skinny tie.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to transition us to the next scene, to a new scene, because...
Oh, I should leave the collar up.
Yeah, you definitely look like... So in London, they called people who like ska in the 80s skinheads.
And rude boys.
And rude boys. Yeah, but they were like skinhead like meant something totally different than what it does now.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of skinhead friends in the 80s, and they were the anti-fascist, anti-racist ones. Well, I mean, there was a couple that ended up going to jail for doing bad shit, but...
I could definitely see ska right now. Yeah.
But I had long hair when I hung out with skinheads. I don't
want to hear you say how hot it is because you're wearing a tie and like 3 layers.
There we go.
You deserve to be hot.
I got the air on.
Gonna make you sweat. Everybody dance now. Wrong generation. Bye, Sean. Erica lays the smackdown on Bev. Keep going, because Bev always says, I'm not mad at you, Erica, I'm just disappointed. But then Erica catches Bev having read her diary and says, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. And the only thing missing from the scene is Erica dropping a microphone.
You're right.
I was like, boom! Erica, you got it.
It was such a not fun phrase to hear from somebody that they were more disappointed with you.
I say it to people all the time, but I'm joking.
You? I'm disappointed with most comedians I meet.
I'm not mad about your tie, Sean. I'm just disappointed. I'm not mad that I can't figure out the style. I'm not mad that you're not doing a virtual background like I am. I'm just disappointed.
Well, I just wanted to let you have all the attention because I thought it'd be too much if there was too much going on in the background.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
You're just you're disappointing me that you were not mad. I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed. No, I'm not disappointed. I'm mad. That'd be cool. Like if a mom was out seeking revenge. Like if the mom was Charles Bronson in Death Wish, and she was like, "I'm not disappointed. I'm mad."
That movie really damaged me as a youth because it was always on HBO, and It was the only R-rated movie they would ever play for some reason at like 3:30 in the afternoon when my mom wasn't around, and it always starts with the rape scene with
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Oh,
I gotta rewatch that movie. I remember like Death Wish. I think it was like Death Wish 3, where like he used a flamethrower on like a gang or something like that.
Jimmy Page was the composer for that from Led Zeppelin.
That's awesome.
I used to have that album. I bought it specifically because I love Jimmy Page so much.
I think Death Wish 3 is really underrated.
They're
It's
all
crazy.
underrated.
There's a scene I remember where like Charles Bronson like moved into this apartment, like this ghetto ass apartment, and like his landlord comes in and like a big cockroach starts running up a wall, and he just smashes it with his hand. And you just hear crunch.
There was one Charles Bronson movie. I can't remember what it was. He like plays the husband of some woman, but he left her, and he comes back, and she says something smart to him, so he just hits her, and she falls back on the bed, and her hair's all tousled, and then they have sex. It was so weird.
That sounds like every Charles Bronson movie.
Yeah, it's like she's turned on after he's all macho and smacks her.
Hey, I'm Charles Bronson. Come over here to Charles Bronson.
I don't like it when other women kill my wife, but I'll because I have to beat them up myself. I don't know. It's not a good message. Not a lot of good messages in Charles Bronson movies.
In The Great Escape, there's a good message. He's bad. They had to get out of that prison.
Oh.
I gotta rewatch Death Wish. That was a great movie. I really liked it.
Soundtrack's really good.
So now Adam feels really weird around Emmy, so he goes to Pops for advice, and he asks the age-old question, can men and women be friends? And Pop says, can't I just tell you how to unhook a bra or something?
It's a desperate cry for help or something. He says it must be lady trouble, and then she's like, well, maybe no. Oh, it's definitely a lady trouble. Oh wait, but before that, they were blowing into the Nintendo game to make it work.
I don't remember that. I missed that. I remember the Nintendo game. What were they playing?
Contra. Oh man, my buddy Johnny Buttram, 6'2" Polak from Bayonne, New Jersey, my best friend in Kansas City. We used to play Contra for days. That's a best friend game. You have to be best friends. You can't just be a subtle acquaintance with somebody because you're going to spend days and weeks and months playing that game.
I remember that was at the malls. They used to have, like when I was a kid at the mall, they used to have like this machine where you could play every single, like almost what seemed like every single game from the 80s, like Duck Hunt and like Mario, whatever. And I picked Contra just like randomly. I think I was there for like an hour.
Oh yeah. There's something addictive about the way the gun shoots.
Yeah. Just so smooth and effortless.
Yep.
Justifiably popular. I was like, this is awesome. I really wanted that. That game was almost enough to convince me to buy that thing. To play Contra.
Instead of unhooking bras, you were playing Contra.
Right. Pops recommends the movie When Harry Met Sally
to get rid of all that sexual tension. But Pops never, Pops had loads of friends like Gloria, Sheila, all his ex-girlfriends, Rose Boynton.
That's a terrible name for someone you just want to be friends with.
Rose Boynton. I may have kissed her once, maybe twice, maybe a lot more. It's not my fault women love me.
What were you and Royce Boynton doing?
Oh. It's too on the nose. It's too
right.
And why would you recommend going and watching Harry with Sally when the most famous line in that is I'll have what she's having at Katz's Deli when she's faking the orgasm? Like, why would you give a 7th grader that?
You know that was Rob Reiner's.
The whole premise is that what's that?
You know that was Rob Reiner's mom who said that?
Yeah.
And Billy
Crystal. The premise of the whole entire movie is that they have sex. I mean, you know that from the beginning, and then they do.
Right, and we learned that it was because Pops was watching it with a friend. I'm doing air quotes. You can't see me. With a friend, and they might have missed the ending of the movie.
Ah, that's what I missed.
Ah, yes, that's what happened. But before that, Bev is really like
Squirt farting. She's squirt farting the ketchup on there, and then she turns around and acts like she's shitting it out of her. It's
I think
gross.
she's being cool. She's like pouring ketchup like.
But it's totally going.
I didn't see that as toilet humor. I just saw her being like skillful. Like, look at me, how cool I am. Squirt meatloaf.
And that was a serious flowery '80s blouse she had with the shoulder pads. I think my mom had that same exact blouse, if I'm not mistaken.
Have you made meatloaf before? I love when people put ketchup on it. Not that much.
My mom made me meatloaf for my birthday once, and I got really angry. But apparently, I found out later in life that meatloaf is something you make for somebody that, when you love them, that's like a comfort food. But it was really dry and really boring, and I just thought, wow, I didn't ask for this for my birthday. Why did I get meatloaf for my birthday?
Ma, meatloaf from Wedding Crashers. This is great. It's a great Will Ferrell line. I love what meatloaf. Ketchup on meatloaf makes it really sweet and like a little tangy. It actually works really well. It's my favorite ingredient on the meatloaf.
I like it when it's made with pork.
Pork. I just use beef because I'm kosher.
Pork and beef. Arr.
So, but Bev relents and says, "All right, I'll trust you. You're worthy of my trust." And Erica says, "I'm going to the movies with Lainey. Bye." But she's not going to the movies with Lainey.
She's going to a big, dumb, stupid frat toga party.
Toga. Don't do that.
My ex-friend, Mark Lancaster, used to always want to do a toga party. And then he had a toga party. No, wait. I think he had a party and he wanted it to be a toga party, but he's the only one that dressed up as toga. So, or maybe one other person. It was horrible.
He was probably the man.
It was absolutely horrible.
Oh, gosh, I would love to go to a party and be the only person dressed in a toga. That'd be sick. Everybody would be like, what's with the idiot in the toga? I'm like, yeah, I'm the idiot in the toga. Fuck with me. Why don't you? So Adam confronts Pops, and Barry, once again, this happens over and over, just like appears out of thin air in moments of need. He's got all the advice.
The horse is let out of the barn. What a great fucking line. I've never heard that before.
The sexual tension is there and you got to kiss her. That's it.
The horse named sexual tension.
Right.
So stupid. The writing is so good in this.
There's so much sexual tension, which is the same problem Barry and Lexi Bloom are having.
The only way to ease it is with a kiss. The only way to ease that tension.
But then we learned Lexi Bloom also didn't show up the day that she was supposed to show up.
Of course not. But now it's starting to get a little weird that we're starting to think that there's sexual tension between these little 7th grade kids, even though everything was sexually tense for me in 7th grade. It was a rough period.
I got a question about Lexi Bloom now that since Lexi Bloom is back as the object of Barry's affection. What happened to Jen Sperling?
Exactly. I thought at the beginning that they were going to pan to them like kissing or something or playing games or in the den together. And then we get introduced to his friend. Yeah. What happened to his girlfriend?
Oh, no, that's Dana Caldwell. I'm talking about
Dana Caldwell.
Remember Barry was supposed to go to prom with Jen Sperling?
Oh, right.
What happened to Jen Sperling? This woman who Barry so desperately prayed that the person who asked her out got what was it? Not anemia.
Sickle cell?
No, it wasn't sickle cell. I can't remember. It was bacterial meningitis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. So Bev freaks Murray out because Bev finds out. Bev basically alludes to that Erica's going to a toga party at Villanova.
Because a sheet's missing from her bed.
I mean, good deduction work by Bev, but she also heard Erica talking about the toga party, so not really.
Yeah, but then Barry's like, never cusses, says, "Holy shit, let's go," because she's telling him that his little daughter is wandering around in linen.
Did I miss the swear of the week?
Yes. Holy shit, let's go, because he didn't want. He's like, oh wait, so you're just trying to get me to say we should go out and make it my idea that we should go out of the house and go looking for her because you think that she's at some toga party. And she's like, well, just imagine your girl out there at a fraternity walking around in linen. He's like, holy shit.
Well, that's a swear of the week. Murray says, holy shit. And then Adam and Emmy agree to kiss. Adam's like super creepy about it, but Emmy's like game for it. He's like in a suit.
Don't touch my hair or face.
Of course I'm not going to touch you. That's gross.
So good. Oh, but wait. With the lights on, with the lights dimmed, with eyes open, eyes closed.
Very good negotiating by Adam.
This is another one of the most uncomfortable moments.
But it's not for the same reason.
No, but they almost kiss and they both don't want to kiss, so it's awkward. I'm glad they didn't kiss because that wasn't fun.
I know. Although I wish my first kiss went like that. Mine wasn't so great.
My first kiss, Angie Dresch liked one of my my videos that I put on Facebook a couple days ago. And I used to always kick myself because she was my first love. And I was always like, what would have happened if I would have ever been with her? And she wrote, "You're funny, Y-O-U-R." And I was like, oh, thank God I never married her. She doesn't even know how to spell a contraction of Y-O-U''R-E. I would have been the most miserable. She's so pretty, though. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. But I can't.
You're so stupid. I love you. I was also, and going back to like other ancillary characters, and he's gonna kiss Emmy, but he's dating Dana Caldwell.
Yeah, not cool, buddy.
Not cool, Adam. Come on, man.
You're not the player.
How are you gonna talk your way out of this one if that happens? So thank God. Emmy's like, we can't, and I don't want to be your friend anymore.
So good.
How were you like with that? Was that a dagger through the heart for you?
Yes, because I love her. She's great. She sounds like so much. I bet she's fun to this day. I bet she still punches really fucking hard.
There's a later episode where we actually do get to meet the real Emmy Mirsky.
Oh,
that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
So at the toga party, we always talk about how much money this family makes, and finally a frat bro calls them out on it. Because you live in a house with 2 sheets? What kind of fancy house do you live in?
Who has 2? Wait, you have a bed with 2 sheets? Yeah, and it was a fitted sheet. What's that? Because most guys can't fold a fitted sheet. I can't fold a fitted sheet.
Nah,
I can make it look square. I can make it look like I folded it, but
I crumple it and throw it in the corner.
And you know what? Fuck that guy. I still hate frat people. Fuck him. Sorry. We had our cuss word of the day. I still haven't outgrown my phase of hating fraternity people. Oh, God, what a douche.
Somebody didn't get into the fraternity.
I never went to college.
Somebody didn't go to college.
Because I went to college and I realized I was there to learn. I learned it was expensive. So I quit. Who's smarter than me? I don't have any student loans, but I also don't have an education.
Not Angie Dresch.
Not Angie Dresch. She went to school to be a nurse.
She can't spell your.
Apparently, they don't teach that in nursing school.
Angie Dresch is filling out prescriptions all over the place, and she can't spell your. How scary is that?
She can spell oxycodone, but she can't spell your.
She can't tell the difference between 8 milligrams and 80 milligrams.
Oh my God. She's responsible for like
COVID.
Half the population of, the elderly of Kansas City in Overland Park, Kansas, dying because of overdoses of prescriptions.
Right.
Or underdoses.
God damn it, Angie Dresch. Learn how to spell.
She was such a great kisser. She was so hot. She was so pretty.
She married?
I think so.
Does she have a hotter sister for me?
Probably. I'm not moving back. Never.
All right. You're cooler for moving up here anyway.
Woo! Ciao. Hipster relocation.
If only she could see you now with this pork pie hat and this style.
Oh, you know what? This we figured this out. This is my settle hat because I saw this guy who had this pork pie hat which was flat on the top, and I actually tried to flatten it in the shower, like you mold it, and then I tried to. He had this really thin brim pork pie, and
Yeah.
it was such a badass hat, and I couldn't find it. I looked in so many hat stores that I gave up, and I bought this one. My friend was like, "Just get a hat and mold it." So now it's like but I was walking through on Fulton before COVID, and I saw this old school hat shop, and they had the exact pork pie I wanted. It was like flat on top, round, thin brim, and like with like a little crook on the side. Oh my god! And then everything closed, and I thought I couldn't find it on the internet, so I thought they closed. And then my Google Maps just brought it up. It's called Owls.
I bet that hat's $100.
I'm buying it as soon as Pelosi just announced that we're going to get our $600 checks.
Hell
our
yeah.
back pay $600. So I'm buying that fucking hat. God damn it!
Are we all getting $600 checks?
They're going to back pay us for the unemployment.
Oh, well, I've been off of unemployment for a while.
But they're going to give you a $1,200 stimulus check, possibly two.
Ooh, I quit my job.
Do it. Just do comedy all the time.
I'm moving to France off $2,400.
You should. As soon as they allow Americans back in.
No, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna swim. I'm gonna swim with nothing. I'm gonna go to a country with nothing in my pocket except $2,400.
What will be the first thing that you would buy yourself with the $1,200 check? Number one thing on your list. Would you like go to a restaurant or like go get like?
Yeah, like it wouldn't be something $1,200 like worth $1,200.
No, I wouldn't mean you'd have to spend the whole $1,200.
Oh, probably groceries or produce or something.
Produce.
I like produce.
I haven't eaten any produce in 6 months. I've just been living off of bacon and.
Oh man, I found a great produce.
Turkey bacon.
There's a great produce store near where I work, so I walk there on weekends and like. They're selling they sell these plums for like 3 for $1, and today they were 9 for $2.
I'm gonna show you something. Keep talking produce. Tell me where this place is and what they have.
I got a giant mango once for $2, huge. I got a bag of lychees for $2.
Damn. My neighbor gave me this plum 2 months ago, and it's still been in my fridge, and it's still fine to eat. I still haven't eaten it.
Dude, eat that plum. Eat that plum. Eat that plum. Ew, did you just eat the stem?
No.
Oh, I thought you went stem first. I was like, what is with this guy?
I should do my stem cell research first.
Boo. How's that plum?
I think the correct term is overripe.
Hell
It's really kind of nice.
I
It's
love
actually
it.
not as sweet as a normal plum is. It's like kind of savory.
That's
Maybe that means it's got some kind of bacteria in it.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm gonna set this down next to my sardines and eat it later.
Word. So,
Wait. Where was his produce place?
It's in Woodside.
You work in Woodside?
Yeah.
Woodside's beautiful.
No, Woodside's the hood.
Oh, the north side of Woodside's nice, right?
Where I work is like it's more near Jackson Heights, I guess. So it's kind of the hood. Anyway, we gotta finish. So Erica's embarrassing herself all over this party.
In a fitted sheet.
In a fitted sheet, knocking over this.
I think it looks pretty cute, to be quite honest.
I didn't even notice it.
I thought it was great. It made me laugh.
Why are people looking at her sheet and not her face?
Yeah, because her face looks amazing.
Bunch of pervs.
Super perv.
So, and she knocks over this giant thing of beer cans, which apparently everybody was looking at. I was like, why is this the most embarrassing thing? And the two people rise like they're going to beat her up. I'm like,
yeah. Hey, high school girl. Also, fucking douchebag, fucking pardon my mouth. I hate jocks. Fraternity, yo, dude, was going to do a keg stand. There were no keg stands in the 80s.
Maybe they invented it.
No. Keg stands weren't around until I didn't hear about them until what? Late 90s, early 2000s? Did you have keg stands growing up?
Yes, we did.
In the 90s?
I never did one because I was too big. I don't think anybody wanted to hold me up. I always wanted to do one.
I've never done a keg stand because I have a really bad gag reflex. We used to do beer bongs.
I have done a beer bong. Those are fun.
Yeah, with the big funnel.
Maybe Angie Dresch was at this party, and she was like, "We gotta come. I gotta study to be a nurse, but I'd rather stand on my head on top of the keg. What are we gonna call it?" And they're like, "You're gonna call it."
Ha 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 ha! I didn't see that coming.
And she's like, YOU''RE? Absolutely.
Okay. Now we have to talk about this. I know we're running short on time, but you can edit this out later if not. Are people actually doing that just as kind of like because they're cool, like when they do "you are" instead of "your," or you know what I mean? Like how they will just write a couple letters. Like, is it a thing where they're just trying to be cool? Because there was a girl that broke up with me, and she sent a bunch of YOURs instead of "your," and I'm like, thank God I found this out now. That's such a pet peeve. That and bad feet. If you can't spell correctly,
yeah, I don't think incorrect spelling has ever been cool, unless you were like the dude at the spelling bee that was like dog DAWG. Fuck you. You know, no, I used to. I did the shorthand spelling thing like well into like the 2010s, and my friend was like, "You have to stop this, Reuben. Nobody does this anymore."
You did the what?
The shorthand spelling thing, the UR.
Yeah.
B4.
Yeah, my mom would do that. She would send me letters where she would write like that. I think she was drinking wine, thinking she was cool. Mom doesn't drink wine anymore. I think she started getting a little weird. I think she would drink too much or something. But speaking of weird, when they ask the high school girl, name a professor at Villanova, and she's like, Professor Yogerman.
No,
what a great name. Could you start calling me Professor Yogerman from now on?
It was Togerman.
Was it Togerman?
It was the togas. She was like looking at the togas.
Oh, I love it because I'm getting older and my hearing's a little off because I played in bands for so long too.
Uh-huh.
When I hear things wrong, it's actually funnier than when I hear them right.
The Jorgensen. Why did she just say like Professor Smith?
Yeah. Jones, Brown.
Right. Like Professor Brown at Villanova. Professor Nova at Villanova. Professor Villanova?
Villanova.
You idiots. So anyway, Erica runs out of the party, and she really could have used her mom, who luckily shows up.
But before, the guy also asked her if she wanted to go see his aquarium.
Oh, that's right. Lainey got an invite. And this comes back at a hilarious moment. Lainey gets invited to go see some dude's aquarium. Did I just say aquarium?
Yeah, that's what it was implied. Because
aquarium.
Dad was asked to go to see the aquarium.
Yeah, so
that guy wanted everyone to see his aquarium.
Murray, go take a walk. And the dude's like, this dude invited me to his room to go check out his aquarium. It was a great moment. But yeah, Erica's crying because she's so untrustworthy. And Bev's like, it's okay. You're going to have a daughter that makes bad decisions too. It's just the circle of life. It's a nice little moment. I found it a little unbelievable.
I tried not to do it.
I found it a little unbelievable. I would never be like, why am I making bad decisions? I'd be like, screw you, Mom. You showed up to my toga party?
Yeah, you have to continuously validate and point fingers at other people.
Right. And so Adam figures out what he has to do with Emmy, and we get our song, and I love this one. I never heard the song before. I had no idea what it was. It was Theory by Mr. Mister.
Yes, Mr. Mister. They were big. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They were big for a little while. Everybody liked that song.
I never heard it until this episode. I love it now. It's all in my head.
I think it's, it's weird getting older and seeing how much younger are you? You're like 15 years younger, maybe a little more.
I'm 29.
Oh, you're 20 years younger than me.
Oh, wow.
It's weird when you hear like someone say like, I've never heard that before. Like what? Because we heard it thousands of times. We had no control over it. It was at gas stations. It was on the radio. It was on TV. It was in commercials. It was everywhere. And also, like I said to somebody the other day, I was like, oh, you get a star next to your name on my calendar today. And they're like, what? I'm like, didn't you ever get a star on your next to your name, like in kindergarten or like in grade school? It's like, no, I don't remember that. I think maybe. Did you ever get a star next to your name, like a gold star or a red star?
I think on like pieces of paper we did, but not on the calendar.
Oh yeah, you definitely got them on. Oh yeah, you would get them on your test or so,
Like
or
on
like
text and stuff.
or like a if you turned in a paper.
Or yeah, they
book
would like,
report.
or like something of like, oh, did Reuben do a good deed today? You get a star. Yeah, I think I like younger. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I just thought it was weird. This guy was like 33 or something. I was like, that's weird. Now I feel really old.
Well, that's because he didn't do anything good in elementary school. He never got a star next to his name, so he was like, oh, we just never did it.
Oh, it's my cat. My cat's been driving me fucking up the wall. Inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside.
Damn.
No, oh, wait. What was it? They start arguing. What the hell? No, you what the hell? In the car. That was great.
Get in the car.
Murray is a great screamer, by the way.
Jeff Garlin has made it an entire career on screaming.
Yes. Beautifully.
Like Kurt Cobain can scream in tune. Jeff Garlin can scream in comedy.
Yes.
Kiri by Mr. Mister came out in 1985 off their album Welcome to the Real World, and it's their follow-up to their hit single, the only one I knew by Mr. Mister, Broken Wings. And it was number one.
These broken wings.
That was the only song I knew by Mr. Mister, and I was like, what a terrible band. And then this song happens, and I'm like, this is a great band. I love finding out songs I had no idea what they were.
Oh, that's a great song.
That was a great song. I was watching
the transition music between the chorus and the verse is really good. Wait,
is that Broken?
Huh?
Are you singing Broken Wings? I heard you say, take these broken wings and learn to fly again.
I don't know what I'm singing anymore. I do know that I'm letting my cat out because he's driving me up a fucking wall.
Is Mr. Mister a good name for a band or a bad name for a band?
That's a great 80s name for a band, but not a great 90s name.
I hate that. I hate it's so like obvious but stupid.
They probably didn't name themselves. Their fucking president of the record label was probably like, I don't like your name, Defenders of the Faith. Let's call you Mr. Mister. It's probably one of those last minute.
Oh, another 80s ballad I've been listening to since I've been into them all week. Mr. Biggs, I Want to Be With You.
I was always shocked by how fun Mr. Big was because it had Billy Sheehan on bass, who was like the bass.
Who wants to
be with you. And they had Paul Gilbert from Racer X on guitar, who was, these are like Speed Demon guitar players, like. But
then they come out with a.
Because everybody had to write an acoustic ballad. You didn't have a choice.
Damn Yankees.
I told you about Ted Nugent he shut down from their concerts. They would let a big poster of Saddam Hussein come down and he would shoot a flaming arrow at it during the middle of the concert.
Yeah, I think you did tell me that.
What a douchebag.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but I mean, then you think about Great White letting off fireworks at a club and 101 people died at their show.
Yeah, that's
don't do that shit.
That was sad. So Adam, to this great song, Kiri by Mr. Mister, which is now my new favorite song, runs in the rain to Emmy and then drags her out into the rain. And
I thought we were going to have a Peter Gabriel moment there. I thought he was going to bring but he already tried that once.
But she opens the door and it's raining. And instead of her letting her stay dry, he's like, come here, and drags her into the rain with him.
What do you want?
Why did he do that?
I think they were doing the 80s in the rain effect. Everything was in the rain, and there was lots of talks about taking these chains. So that was a very 80s moment to be talking to somebody in the rain, I guess.
You know, it's a really underrated metal. Now that you brought up chains. Sorry, you brought up chains, so the word Dawkins comes in my head. Dream Warriors from the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 soundtrack is a really underrated metal classic in my mind.
Yes. I remember when I first learned my first Dawkins song on guitar, I thought I was a fucking badass.
Was it Breaking the Chains?
Oh.
Breaking the Chains. They were great. Dawkins was awesome. They didn't do anything wrong. But for those of you who don't know, Dream Warriors, go look it up. Great song.
Dream Warriors.
Don't want to dream no more. Everyone in the 80s had to have that high pitch.
Oh, yeah. I was listening to Judas Priest earlier. It was all like, I can't. So high.
Bruce Dickinson, even like Tom Araya from like Slayer had to do a little high pitchy stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You can get up there.
I know. I'm thirsty too. I can do 80s metal.
You should get an 80s metal band together.
Welcome to the jungle. Axl Rose really brought that down. When Axl Rose did it, where I think everybody was like, it's a little much.
I saw Guns N' Roses open up for Aerosmith on the Appetite for Destruction tour. That was fucking crazy.
That is awesome. Wait, they did the Appetite for Destruction tour and they opened up for another band? That means they suck.
No, I mean, this was like right when that album came out. And Aerosmith was on fire. Aerosmith was one of the best bands to be. I mean, they were one of the top selling bands.
Yeah, Aerosmith had that great like late 80s resurgence.
Oh, yeah, Pump.
Ragdoll, Love in an Elevator. They had some great songs on that.
Pink is my favorite crayon. And then they had Alicia Silverstone and Liv Tyler in their videos. And Liv Tyler tried out for an Aerosmith video not knowing that her father was the one that they were shooting for.
That's
and
crazy.
She got the part. And they didn't know that she was Steven Tyler's daughter.
Hey, Steven, this is your bikini model for this video. Daughter?
I used to bump into Liv Tyler like all the time in New York City back in the late 90s. She used to come to this restaurant I was at, and then I went to see Bebe Buell, her mother, do this show. I've got big tits, and my website gets lots of hits. And I bumped into her there too, and she knew me from the restaurant. I thought that was really cool. That was when she was dating the singer Space Hog.
Oh, Space Hog.
Because I would have asked Liv Tyler out. I didn't give a fuck. But she had a boyfriend, so.
Ooh.
She's beautiful. Holy cow.
By Space Hog. In the meantime, we keep getting sidetracked. It's so great. Everything we're talking about.
That's the best part about this is the sidetrack.
Dawkins Dream Warriors, check it out.
We're gonna do 180 episodes of Dream Warriors introspection.
A frame by frame of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors.
We're gonna film a reenactment of the entire Dream Warriors video.
Oh, we totally should. We should do the whole movie, Dream Warriors.
Did you ever see the shot for shot Temple of Doom?
No, you told us about it last week or the week before.
Yeah, I forget things that I tell people all the time.
Yeah. So Adam has this really great moment with Emmy where he was like, you're the one, but not the one I want to kiss, the one who I want to call me on my shit and help me bury my pants when I crap them behind the school.
Oh, that was great. I don't love you, but when I'm overconfident with my farts, you help me bury my underwear. That was such a great moment.
Yeah, I know. That was really, I thought this was really good writing.
Have you ever shit yourself?
At least once a year.
Really?
I am very confident in my farts.
I've only shit myself twice.
I have some great I shit myself stories.
Once was when I had the stomach flu for like a week, and I just got so I was going to the bathroom like 24 hours a day, and I finally got tired of it, and I was just like, please just let this be a fart, and it wasn't.
Ah, ew.
The last time was after I went to Dairy Queen 5 years ago.
Wow.
I was walking home and just out of the blue shit myself.
I did it once in college. A friend and I were watching a movie, and I got up and I confidently farted, and it was not. And I was like, "Oh God, how do I kick my friend out of my room?" I was like, "Hey, I shit my pants. Can you give me a second?"
On Thanksgiving Day, about 20 years ago, 19 years ago, my weird roommate took like a 45-minute shower. And I'd been drinking coffee since like 7 a.m. This was like 10:30. So I had to shit in a trash bag in my room. It smelled so bad. When you shit anywhere besides a bathroom, I don't know what it is, but the smell multiplies times 1,000.
Yeah, those toilets know how to contain smell, I guess. The point is, Dawkins Dream Warriors is a great song.
Dawkins Dream Warriors is an analogy for a philosophy created by Friedrich Nietzsche's, love for his sister.
Mr. Mister is a terrible name for a band.
Mr. Mister is analogous with the suffragettes movement.
You have to shit yourself to really understand Mr. Mister.
Yeah, if we could go back to 1918, you can really understand Kyrie LA's with the road less travel.
You really fly with your broken wings.
Which goes back to the Wright brothers. Where would we be without Orville and his brother? This is a history lesson, kids.
I know.
Not only is it awesome to, history's awesome, kids.
It all comes back to Mr. Mister or Dawkins Dream Warriors.
That's what we need as a poster of history is awesome, to put in like a schoolroom, and it has Dawkins doing Dream Warriors.
It's such a great song. They should use that in a friggin' episode.
We have to use it every episode from now on. It'd be even better so that we wouldn't get in trouble because, we get flagged for like using content. Get somebody covering Dream Warriors or in like a Dawkins cover band where they dress up like Dawkins.
I know someone who plays guitar, wink.
I have to pick up my guitar. I'm going to go into the city, I think, next week and pick up. I haven't had an electric guitar in here I haven't played in a long time, but I can still rock some Dawkins. Rocking with Dawkins.
Oh, that's a great name for a YouTube channel. Rocking with Dawkins.
Definitely.
I'm going to listen to that once we're done. So there's more trust in the house now. Kiri's still playing. And Bev is trusting her kids so much that she says to Lexi Bloom, who finally showed up, you can go up to the Barry's room if you want. And Lexi's like, nope.
Ooh, Bo, slow burn, long burn.
But dude, it's a sexual tension. And Barry is wearing this weird yellow shirt. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, it's
almost like Charlie Brownish.
Yeah. And then the outro video, I'm so glad I waited for that. That was like the best part of the whole thing was, what's her name? Emmy? Just
yes, Barry
goofing out.
And she said, she has the perfect response. I'm going to need 40 copies of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
oh,
you are.
Right. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that too. Yeah. There were places that you could go in the 80s where they would have a green screen in the room and you could do karaoke to a song and record it on video. I think it cost $50. Well, Sonic Youth actually went in and recorded a video in one of those places and released it on MTV. So we did the same thing in my band, and it was horrible.
Huh.
We took a cassette of our music, had them play it. We did our own music video in there, and we.
Oh, but I think Adam made this one for Barry specifically. This wasn't a mall thing.
Yeah, but he must have. I mean, no one had green screen technology with a camera like that. He had to go somewhere like the mall and get that done. But it was great.
Yes.
That was pretty fucking funny.
It was. I want to know what Emmy's going to do with all 40 copies of those. And this episode is dedicated to the real Emmy Mirsky, which is really nice.
Yeah. I wonder if she's still alive.
She is. She's in a future episode, the real one.
Cool. Yeah, I loved all that footage of her, like, just being really rambunctious and
I know. I do. You're right. I do wish I had a friend like that growing up. Just nice. Nice like this episode. I love this episode. This is so sweet.
Great. Yeah, this is one of the best ones.
They really got they got right back on track. And that was awesome.
That was awesome.
As my background says, that was awesome. Look, that was awesome. Right here. It was awesome. Next week, we'll be back with Season 1, Episode 16, Goldbergs Never Say Die. Sean, it's a movie episode. It's our first movie episode.
Shit.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm Reuben.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Who are you?
I don't know. I'm Reuben Wolf.
It was his birthday. Happy belated birthday. It was Reuben Wolf.
This was Sean Gibbs.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.